Okay. We've
Got
started.
it?
Yeah.
All right. Well,
Everybody's
welcome
getting
everybody to
okay.
2026. How we doing? This is the Thursday night Course of Miracles group. I am Chris Green. This is my lovely wife, the Reverend Reja Joy. Tonight we are in chapter 2, The Illusion of Separation, and we're going to read part 2, The Reinterpretation of Defenses, paragraphs 18 through 35. So now that we know where we're at, if you would like to read, indicate so, and we will write your name down and
Hi, Jacob.
read you off in that order.
I think I'm wearing the earrings you got me. The little lotus with the Om in the center and a little crystal hanging down. It's so tiny you can't see.
Are we doing
Oh, sorry.
sidebar here?
Oh yeah, Charles. You got Charles down?
I got
Okay,
Charles.
good. I've forgotten we're recording too. And George, you got George down?
George.
Okay. And who else? Going once. Russ. Thank you, Russ.
Very nice.
Yay.
Okay. All right.
Russ.
Uh,
Okay.
your sister?
No, no.
No.
Come
Okay.
on.
No, she's not good.
No, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, Jean. Okay, Jean.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
I gotta spell it right.
And Barbara might have to go, huh, Barbara? Yeah, so we won't put you down, hun. Unless you wanted to read first.
I could do that.
Okay. Barbara's first. Yes, Barbara's first because she has to
That's
leave.
on my list.
I know. She's done with that.
I'm destroying the list.
Oh
I'm
my
sorry.
God. Jeez.
Used to it.
Drive me to therapy.
Reverend Mark, anybody? No, Reverend Mark.
Yeah, that's fine.
You want to read, hun?
Yeah, we're good.
No?
We got
We
enough.
got enough?
I got one,
Oh,
two,
God,
three, four,
there's a
five.
million
I have 7 people on my list.
Okay. Well,
Well,
whatever.
I made a few of those up.
Peter? No. Okay.
Right.
Happy to read.
Yeah.
Who? Reverend Mark.
Happy to read, Reverend
Okay,
Mark.
great.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah.
And Deb, did she say yeah? No. Yeah. No. Yeah. Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. Okay. Broke your arm.
Are you?
What?
Are you?
Am I
I
what?
think we're ready.
Okay,
I mean,
we're ready. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Okay, I'll put you and me on the bottom here.
Yeah, there's 18 to 35 or something, but some of them are
Oh
one.
no, yeah, they're
Paragraphs are one sentence, so
sentence.
we're
So
good.
when I call you, I'll tell you how many of them to read and where to start. So,
Mm.
all right, at this time, please mute your microphones so we don't get any background noise during the meditation. And Joy, you want to start with your opening prayer? And
Sure. Yeah, well, okay. So we'll close our eyes and bring that awareness within. And it's so wonderful to do this together with a group of people because it's we go into a focused presence and we're sharing that. We're sharing this moment of now with one another, not doing all these different things, but doing the same thing, going within, joining. And he says minds are joined. I think eventually they say we'll know that on a deeper level, that minds are joined. We know that intuitively, I think, but minds are joined. And we have that self that we share, that one self, and we join together now as we begin to relax and let go, surrender. It's a wonderful time to just let go of all the worries we may be holding on to, some of the fears, anxieties, regrets, or anticipations. We can let all of that go and just clear out, just be empty, just nothing, just be. It feels, we're free to choose that, to just be. And it feels wonderful. There's no obligations. It's guilt-free relaxation. There's nothing we need to do right now. We've chosen this time to be together and to let go. We've set aside this time. And so we can enjoy it as we relax. And just breathe into the body. And as you exhale, just begin to let go and relax. Every exhalation is a deeper relaxation. Every inhalation, we bring in prana, life energy, life force. And we exhale and relax. You can imagine bringing in divine energy. Relax as you exhale. And just follow the breath now as we do that. We're going to just inhale, maybe on a count of 3 or whatever count is your natural count for an inhalation, a very gentle inhalation. And then as you exhale, try to exhale a little longer than the initial count. That's going to change very subtly the blood chemistry, and it's going to relax you. And it's a mitigation for the effects of stress they have found. So just keep breathing in that sequence there. It's yogic breath, pranayama. Breathing twice as long as we inhaled, or at least twice as long. You can go exhale longer if you want, whatever feels good. If thoughts come, just set them aside. You can imagine, I used to imagine a stream just flowing through my mind. And if a thought came, I just would make it into a beautiful fall leaf and it would just sit on the stream and float away until the next thought would come. And I just send it along on its way because we don't really need those thoughts right now. We can just relax in the essence of the river of life, the flowing waters of life. Just relax and flow with, go with the flow. Doing nothing, just being grateful maybe. Just being. And we feel so relaxed and present, very present. It's a wonderful present relaxation. Usually the body relaxes and it goes to sleep. But when we do this mindful presence and relax, it's very powerful. We don't know why we like it so much, but it's really bringing us what we need to center and focus on what's real, what we know is real, our true identity. And so from this place, before we go into the 2-minute relaxation and meditation, we'll just bring to mind a short opening prayer based on our lesson today. And we're doing lesson 15. My thoughts are images which I have made. Father, Mother God, we come before you in willingness and trust. We acknowledge that our thoughts are images we have made, and that what we see is shaped by what we think. We pause now to loosen our hold on these images, knowing they do not define reality nor limit our truth. Help us gently recognize the thoughts we have projected and lay them aside without judgment or fear. In this moment, we ask only for a quiet mind, open to being shown beyond the pictures we have made. As we enter this time of silence, we rest in our Christ mind, allowing those visions to replace what we have made. And so it is. So we'll enter now into that silence for 2 minutes. Enjoy, and I will time us and bring us out, and we'll start right now. We rest in our Christ mind. And when we're ready, we'll open our eyes.
That was very good.
What?
That was very good.
Thank you.
I got stuck in a solitaire game.
Oh,
Game of solitaire.
oh no.
I was putting tens on queens and
Oh boy.
I was going like, well, that's not right.
That was really nice for you.
Yeah.
Reja.
Thank you. Thank you. Thanks, George. So let me why is that red? Why is that red?
I don't know. Oh, you've got
No.
got Zoom up twice?
No. No. It's just that other, but I minimized that. Oh well, maybe that's what it wanted. Okay, so I'm going to do the
Here.
screen. Okay. Uh-oh. Oh, drop share.
You lose everybody?
It didn't, let me do it again. It didn't grab what I wanted it to grab. Oh, portion of the screen.
There you go.
There we go. Yep.
Yep. It's marked in green. All right. Okay, we're in ready?
I am.
We're in chapter 2, The Illusion of Separation, and we're going to read part 2, The Reinterpretation of Defenses, paragraphs 18 through 35. And Barbara, would you like to read paragraph 18? When you are afraid of anything.
Oh, hi, Janet.
Oh, hi, Janet. Go ahead, Barb.
Paragraph 18. When you are afraid of anything, you are acknowledging its power to hurt you. Remember that where your heart is, there is your treasure also. This means that you believe in what you value. If you are afraid, you are valuing wrongly. Human understanding will inevitably value wrongly, and by endowing all human thoughts with equal power, will inevitably destroy peace. That is why the Bible speaks of the peace of God which passeth human understanding. This peace is totally incapable of being shaken by human errors of any kind. It denies the ability of anything which is not of God to affect you in any way.
And did you want me to keep that on the screen for you?
Would you please?
Sure.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. And thank you for letting me read this particular paragraph. You all may know that I'm working on a book about the Bible, and this particular paragraph has 2 references to the Bible in it. The first one is in the Gospels, which is a memory of what Jesus said. And the fact that it's almost word for what's in the Bible means that it is a significant way of understanding Jesus' teaching. And that is, where your heart is, there is your treasure also. It comes from Matthew, the section we call it the Sermon on the Mount, which is actually just a compilation of Jesus' teachings altogether. This started me off this morning on a question: where is my heart? What are those things that I treasure in my heart? What are those things that excite me, that I love, that really move me forward? Because where your heart is, there is your treasure. The interesting thing is, I was thinking about that. I realized that the world is a flip side of that. And the world says Your heart is where your treasure is, which puts us in an entirely different perspective. That's just some of my musings. Thanks for listening about that. The other section in here that says specifically the Bible speaks of the peace of God which passes human understanding. And what I found interesting about this is not a quote from Jesus. This is a quote from the book of Philippians in the New Testament, which is someone remembering the teachings of Jesus and apparently putting them into their own words. But these words are very much a reflection of what Jesus was talking about. So even though it's not a reporting of Jesus' words, the essence of his teaching is contained here. So I got really excited about all this. Thank you for just letting me share some of the connections that I was making with it. The point of all of this is twofold, I think. Number one is it's important for us to understand where our heart is. What are those things that have the feeling of being truth, of being important, of being in alignment with love? Where is our heart? And the other thing is saying, when we're out of sync with that, we lose our peace, and not just our feeling okay about things kind of peace, but we lose the peace of God, which is so deep, so wide, so broad that no matter what happens, we never lose touch with that peace. Thank you. I'm complete.
Oh, thanks, Barbara. That's
Thank
great.
you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Charles.
Go ahead, Charles.
The last two lines in this paragraph, the peace is totally incapable of being shaken by human errors of any kind. You know, the peace of God is shining in me now. How often during the day do I get disturbed by my thoughts or by different situations during the day? And when I think of who is the one who's never been disturbed by anything now, and I remember Jesus in his demonstration of being incapable of shaken by any human errors of any kind, how he demonstrated it. And it denies the ability of anything which is not of God to affect you in any way. And I realize, on my own, I am affected, by myself. But when I'm with someone whom I know, where the peace of God is shining in me now, and when I hear that and visualize that I feel that inside of me, and it becomes an experience rather than just something I say. And so when I read passages or books and I feel the peace of God shining in me now, that's the whole goal of the course, is to have that on a consistent basis. And it's a sort of acknowledging the idea that the power is the peace of God. And if I can extend that and allow other people to experience it along with me, what a beautiful goal that would be. As Jesus extends this to us and we extend it to others. Thank you. I'm complete.
Thanks, Charles.
Thanks, Charles. Yes, I believe that. I think that when we accept the unconditional love of God, he asks nothing of us. We are not to do penance or sacrifice or pick up arms and go defend our Christianity or evangelize or anything at all. He asks nothing of us. That's why it's unconditional love. And once we accept that, the only thing that we can do in return is to extend that love to others through actions, through words, through many ways, expressions, things that we do, that help and affect other people that we're not aware of ourselves. Like donating of time and treasure and stuff like that. We don't know how far that ripple goes. We talked about ripples last week. We don't know how far that ripple goes in terms of affecting others. So,
But it affects you because you receive what you give. So
yep,
that's
absolutely. I remember growing up, the phrase was, "It's better to give than to receive."
Mhm.
And I realized that tainted my, yeah, I mean, I would give and not even know that I was receiving anything. So, now that I know that those are both of equal value, I guess you could use the word value.
We done?
Yeah.
Okay. I just have one thing to say. After Mark. Mark Hens.
Go ahead, Mark.
Go ahead, Mark.
This is almost like Jeopardy. People buzz in.
Yeah, yeah.
Be sure to put your comment in the form of a question, okay, Mark?
Yes. Where is the following phrase? Peace becomes available the moment we release our insistence on our own understanding.
Hmm.
Where did that come from? I don't know I wrote that down. I read it in one of our things. I wrote it down for some strange reason. And I just thought it was interesting, right? As we were talking, the peace that passes, quote unquote, or, in parentheses, human understanding, right? And this is what I love about this stuff. It's totally self-consistent, right? The idea that peace becomes available the moment we release our insistence on our own wonderful, brilliant understanding. That's all I did. I'm complete.
Thanks, Mark.
Thank you.
That's good. Okay.
Peter.
I'm trying out my
okay.
new
There it is.
my
Okay.
new old microphone, my blue Snowball. Does it sound okay?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Coming in
Perfect.
great.
Mhm.
Thanks.
So why is it that human understanding fails? Why is it? Human understanding will inevitably value wrongly. Why is that? Because we equate ourselves with something that isn't real.
Mhm.
This body we carry around and do everything for to make sure it's okay and comfortable. Comfort of the body above all else, Jesus tells us, right? So that's how our peace is destroyed. We're equating ourselves with something that isn't real and is totally neutral, in fact, right? It only follows what we assign to it, how we, believe our body is how it is. If we believe we're sick, then we're sick. I just went through the flu on the 1st of January for a few days. That was very interesting. I had no energy whatsoever, but it was a great way to start the new year, because I could start off on the worst foot possible. So, next to anything else, it wasn't too bad. So anyway, the human understanding, it has to fail if we equate ourselves with a body, right? I love that. It just jumped right out, at me, and I'm complete. Thank you.
Thanks, Peter. Glad you're feeling better.
What jumped out at me was the last sentence. It says, well, two sentences. This piece is totally incapable of being shaken by human errors of any kind. Great. It denies the ability of anything which is not of God to affect you in any way. And I was thinking, from my point of view these days, there's nothing that's not of God because God is all that is. And if I'm perceiving something that is an illusion, it's an illusion. And I think that's what Peter was alluding to. And it can't, and it's not of God and it can't affect us in any way. It's not real. Nothing real can be threatened. Nothing unreal exists. And I think that's what that means to me. And Charles.
Catchy phrase.
Uh-huh.
I think it's in the front of the book, isn't it? Something like that. In the introduction.
Yeah,
I mean, really, you could pretty much read the introduction and then be done with this book.
Mm.
So, Charles, you want to go ahead then, when you're done with your share, you want to read 19 for us?
Thank you.
Okay.
I'm just enjoying the share about the body. To me, being an instrument of what it is, it's usually pretty well expressing something. And if we really pay attention to what's being expressed and ask for the peace of God concerning what's going through on my body, like a lot of awkwardness, aches and pains and stuffiness and stuff, it starts to reveal a lot of blocks that I'm not aware of holding on to, that I'm trying to take medicine or something, get rid of, get some sort of relief from what I'm going through. But when I take it up to the situation, there's something I'm not valuing properly here. This is why I'm experiencing the body this way, right? And this value is creating a disturbance within my mind, right? And so it's helping me to release that disturbance. If I could bring that to a forefront and realize an understanding that can be cleared up, and that would eventually clear up the issues that I'm going through. So I thought that was really good, the idea of the body being neutral, but it's also a device that expresses itself in ways of a lot of discomfort. And that discomfort comes from the as an instrument in which the mind plays upon. And so it reveals, like when I'm in peace of mind, there is no body. There's just total peace everywhere. Everything exudes peace. But when I'm in the body, I'm affected by everything around me. And that makes me realize, okay.
The other body.
Anyways, I thought I'd share that. I enjoyed the share. Thank you.
Thanks, Charles.
All right.
Okay.
So go ahead with paragraph 19.
Wait.
This is the proper use of denial.
Yep, I gotta move this
I will wait. Yeah.
over.
Oh.
And,
You got
I got it.
you got it. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. This is the proper use of denial. It is not used to hide anything, but to correct error. It brings all error into the light. And since error and darkness are the same, it corrects error automatically. True denial is a powerful protective device. You can and should deny any belief that error can hurt you. This kind of denial is not a concealment device, but a correction device. The, quote, right mind, end quote, of a mentally healthy depends on it. You can do anything I ask. I have asked you to perform miracles and have made it clear that miracles are natural, corrective, healing, and universal. There is nothing good they cannot do, but they cannot be performed in the spirit of doubt. Wow. So our mentally healthy, our mind being, healthy depends on it. It depends on the idea of recognizing the protective value of the atonement of whatever we're going through as a way of correcting misunderstandings, misplaced values. This is what I'm hearing. I'm open to hear anybody else's ideas on it. So
Thanks,
the
Charles.
natural corrective healing. Thank you. I'm complete.
Yeah, thanks. Mentally healthy. I don't know.
What?
I'm borderline on that.
It's always a choice. isn't it?
I know. I'm kind of schizophrenic, so maybe I'll ask my other self. Hello, self. Yes. How are you? Good. Fine. Is it all right? It's good. Yeah. Okay. All right. We're good.
Hey, all right.
I'm here. Present. Bueller. All right. Anybody else? If not, we'll go on to paragraph 20. George, can you read paragraph 20? Starts with God and the souls.
God and the souls he created are completely dependent on each other. Creation of the soul has already been perfectly accomplished, but the creation by souls has not. God created souls so he could depend on them because he created them perfectly. He gave them his peace so that they could not be shaken and would be unable to be deceived. Whenever you are afraid, you are deceived. Your mind is not serving the soul. This literally starves the soul by denying its daily bread. God offers only mercy. Your words should reflect only mercy because that is what you have received and that is what you should give.
Oh.
Wow. That's a real kind of 1-2 punch here. I'm sort of staggering from this. If God and souls are completely dependent on each other, then that certainly establishes our worth. And actually an incomprehensibly enormous level. And we must be aware of our worth before we can do anything. And with regard to fear, we must be able to see what has value versus valuelessness. And we have a lesson on that. I think it's lesson 133, which is I will not value what is valueless. And that's one of those lessons I have to just keep reading because it has pretty profound implications. So that's one of those lessons I just need to read over and over again. I know that one of the things that distinguishes what is value from what is valueless is whether it's eternal. There are a couple other conditions in that workbook lesson. Another one is, does it take away something from someone if I take it? I don't remember the third one, but it's a good lesson to go back and read from me at least. And I'm complete. Thank you.
Thanks, George. Thank you.
Thank you, George.
Thanks for reading. Charles, go ahead.
It reminds me of the prayer, give us this day our daily bread, as we forgive those who trespass against us. Mercy should be only reflected in everything that we share with others, because we receive mercy for our misunderstandings. They're really, because it says we're learning to create. I like that because it says, but creation by souls has not been perfected yet. God created us perfect to fulfill that function. And our function is as we forgive. And through that mercy, we start creating through with God's love. Because it is the peace of God that corrects all error. And it comes to me that we're learning how to co-create with God and with by interacting with each other. Through our interactions, God is there with us. Or we can pretend that there's a lot of misunderstandings going on, and then we miscreate because we see something that's not there. And we see values that we're deceived by. And we can be easily deceived by others if we hold misunderstandings about who they are and what we are together as one. Oh, I like that. That reminded me of the daily, give us this day our daily bread. Because God knows I will forget during the day, and his mercy shall remind me of what we share together as one. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Thanks, Charles. I hope as we read these text paragraphs, I hope to hear from those of you who, if something comes up in your life, I love it. I love listening to, oh, thanks, honey. Things that come up in your life that, just gentle shifts that occur, remembrances, ahas, opportunities that come by and we open to something new and different, so I really, um, would like to, open that up and, hope you share. I have one, well, where he said it's not, what does that say? Oh, yeah. Oh, your mind is not serving the soul. And I realized that when I'm having body issues, so that really takes my peace away and it's a little scary and everything. So, but of course, it's a real challenge. That's why I came here, I'm challenged by being in the 3D, right? But I realized that when I get out of myself and think of giving, think of the other person, think of my my sisters and brothers and why I came here and just to extend love and to give and to be of service. I have such a shift. It's like those clouds go, and energy comes back, loving energy. So it's like a shift in identity. I am not there anymore. I am just a vessel of giving. And it resonates so deeply with my soul. And it's like as if this serving the soul so the soul can serve. I don't know. Or right. Anyway, that's what I wanted to share.
Yep.
I'm all set.
Yeah,
Comes and goes.
that's true.
Mhm.
God loves us unconditionally, and I think he would like to know. I think he would like us to be perfect all the time, but that's something
Actually,
that
we
can't.
are perfect. You mean remember our perfection, right? Right?
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. Ah.
I'm sorry, I forgot.
No, no.
I forgot. We're old.
Ow.
We're old. Oh,
Yeah, we should log all those in. Every morning we wake up, something else hurts. It's like, we're running out of parts to hurt. This, this hand, I can hardly feel it. And it's a good thing I'm left-handed. And,
oh well.
hey, but we're still
But
above
we-
ground. So yes, yeah,
But we're above ground. We can still extend our love
Still extend our love.
while we have a breath.
All right. Maybe we should ask somebody to read so we can.
Okay.
Yeah, there's an idea. Russ, can you read paragraph 21 for us? It starts with justice is a temporary expedient.
Sure. 21. Justice is a temporary expedient or an attempt to teach man the meaning of mercy. Its judgmental side arises only because man is capable of injustice if that is what his mind creates. You are afraid of God's will because you have used your own will, which he created in the likeness of his own, to miscreate. What you do not realize is that the mind can miscreate only when it is not free. An imprisoned mind is not free by definition. It is possessed or held back by itself. Its will is therefore limited and is not free to assert itself. The real meaning of are of one kind, which was mentioned before, is are of one mind or will. When the will of the sonship and the Father are one, their perfect accord is heaven. Okay, well, there's a lot I guess, meat and potatoes in that paragraph. I think.
Hmm.
I think part of it was okay. So like the last two paragraphs were talking about mercy, and for some reason I was thinking of the movie The Karate Kid, and they have the evil sensei on there that was saying mercy is for the weak, and yeah, to a degree that's true. Mercy is for the weak because I'm a weak man, and I need God's mercy, and I need it on a daily basis. So it's when it says there that justice is a temporary expedient or an attempt to teach man the meaning of mercy. Um, so that's a kind of a little bit about that. And there was this part in here about there was I think I highlighted it, but now it's um, let's see. Oh yeah, this part here where it says an imprisoned mind is not free by definition. It is possessed or held back by itself. Its will is therefore limited and is not free to assert itself. So yeah, it's I can think of a lot of instances where you know I had the imprisoned mind, like I have a very limited mindset, and like for instance, like at the beginning of the year, I had all these resolutions or goals that I wanted to achieve for 2026. Well, 98% of them I have already failed at. So, but still, like one of the goals was to read A Course in Miracles from cover to cover, like with some groups and by myself using the study guide. So I'm on day 15, 15 days in a row. Yeah. So, um, and also, I guess, we're living in kind of a society right now, like here in Minneapolis, of course, you're all aware of the ICE, um, the shooting of the woman here in Minneapolis, which was a local thing for myself, and a lot of people right now are living in fear. It's like the schools are closing, the restaurants, a lot of the Mexican restaurants around here, they're all closing because of fear. So they're living out of that imprisoned mind right now. So I think with this Course in Miracles, if we can project out into the world like freedom, then that's pretty much what I'm getting out of this paragraph is, not to live from the imprisoned mind, but to just act courageously, I guess. And I guess maybe I've jibber jabbered for a little bit, and maybe that's kind of my basic understanding of it. And thank you, I'm complete.
Thanks, Rick.
That was great, and we hold in our hearts the city of Minneapolis. I have some dear friends up there, and I know that it's hard to go through something like that, and it's the kind of publicity you don't, the world news kind of publicity you don't want. You don't need that, but um, we'll hold you in our hearts and all of your friends and family, and hope that there can be a peaceful ending to what started out to be a very traumatic situation. It's just it's never good, but we always want it to end. Okay, Peter, go ahead. Yeah. Mute. You're on mute. There you
There we go.
There you got it. There you got it.
For some reason, I tapped the little red microphone icon instead of going up to the unmute button. Oh well, I'll figure it out one of these days.
Yeah, technology. Whatever.
So, it's so interesting. I mean, I appreciate we're all here in a human form and everything, But really, guys, really, truly, it's not who we are. You know, like this idea that we're bound and we're not free, because it says an imprisoned mind is by definition not free. It's possessed or held back. And but Jesus continually reminds us that our will is the Father's will. That nothing has happened here. Nothing has happened. If we believe something happened, that's when the consequences seem to play out. But by accepting atonement, there's nothing I can do about what's going on out there. I can only ever accept atonement for myself as a miracle worker, right? That's it. That's the sole responsibility. And I know that that comes later on a little bit in the teachings here, but we are not, like he spends a long time saying we're not a body, not a body, not a body, not a body. We got a body, but we're not a body. That's my favorite rap. You got a body, but you're not a body. You got a body, but you're not a body. Who, go for it. Like, forget about it. Like, that's the whole thing about swimming in cold water is, Chris, you got me tonight. I mean, listen, it's chilly, dude. I like to have a little sun, a little warmth before I go into ice cold water. But anyway, we haven't had too much of that recently. And like I said, I was a little under the weather. I was extremely thankful to be getting it out of the way. And I was over it in a few days, but it's just interesting to go through these things. I hadn't been sick for years with the flu or COVID or anything. I never got any of that stuff. So my dear brother was sitting in the house coughing, and every morning he'd ask me, "Do you got it? You got it? You got it yet?" And I'm like, "What? Got what?" He's talking about the flu he was experiencing. And then sooner or later I said, "Oh yeah, came in from shoveling on New Year's Eve, and sure enough, I got it." Anyway, so these things that we're reading about, it's as though Jesus has to explain to us what really is. Okay. He has to remind us, we already know all this stuff. We're a soul of God. We are the greatest and highest of all creation. It's the most beautiful idea that we could possibly have, that is who we are in truth. And so it's very just kind of interesting, guys, let go just for a while. Just let go of the idea that you're somehow hemmed in by this limitation, right? We're here to experience limitation, but not to be without it, to overcome limitation, but not to be without it. So anyway, it's just very interesting how he's kind of building the case. He's the best salesman or the best lawyer. I don't know which one, but he teacher, he can build the case, and it's pat. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks. Please don't make it a lawyer. I don't want to die and find out that Jesus has got a law degree or that he's a member of the bar. Well, at least Mark thinks that's funny. That's okay. We have to have I know.
I can't imagine the idea that Jesus is a lawyer and his father is a judge. I'm over it. That is not possible. Not possible. Not possible. Not possible.
Oh my God.
My whole family's filled with them, and they're the most messed up people I've ever seen in my life. But anyway, the thing is, I really like what Peter said, because ultimately we're either lost in the outer of media, or we're actually within, where we're actually able to affect change. You can't affect change in the outer. It's not possible. But you can effect change within yourself. And it keeps trying to get us to go within. And Jesus had those disciples And basically they didn't have any discipline. That's where that word came from. Discipline the disciple, about the same. And the thing of it is, he must about pull his hair out, because they're always like, what are we going to do? How are we going to do this? Because they're dealing with food and clothing and all this stuff. He's like, you guys, the kingdom of heaven is within you. They're like, where is it? We're still there. We're still looking. We're like, okay, maybe it's in politics over in Greenland. No, it isn't in Greenland. Get over it. The truth of it is, it's in you. That's where it came from. Wayne Dyer was a good friend of mine. And the funny thing is, he said, when you believe it, you'll see it. Not you'll see it when you believe it. You'll believe it, then you'll see it. And he had it right. So anyway, I just had to say that because I think Peter was right on, but it's hard to just ignore the media that's pounding. Ernest Holmes once said, which is Science of Mind, he founded that. He said, it's interesting how the flu comes about after all the time they're advertising how much the flu's spreading everywhere. Every year, the same time. Does that tell you something? We're very susceptible to mind wandering and listening to people that have no authority over your own thoughts. Anyway, just my thought. I like what Peter said because it was really true.
Cool.
Anyway,
Thanks, everybody.
You know what? Hold on. I'm going to share the screen a second. Because when Russ, excuse me, was talking about the upset in the social milieu of Minnesota, and we're all upset. I mean, I'm not going to speak for everybody,
Right.
but that upsetness is pervasive. In this tomorrow's reading, and so when you get there, and you'll see this 48. This is what, Russ, when you were speaking, this is what came to mind, because I think eventually everyone begins to recognize, however dimly, that there must be a better way. And I think things that happen like this, right? We're thinking, wait a minute, there's got to be a better way. As this recognition becomes more firmly established, it becomes a perceptual turning point. And I feel there is a turning point, I think has to happen. This ultimately reawakens the spiritual eye, the third eye, simultaneously weakening the investment in physical sight. And you were talking about, when you believe it, you'll see it. So, Reverend Mark, so I just, wanted to bring that up about tomorrow's reading. I thought it was pretty cool. I think we're getting there. There must be a better way.
Yep.
It's a perceptual turning point.
Yep.
And that's why we.
That's why we're here.
Yeah, exactly.
That's why we're here. We're here every Thursday night from 6:30 to 7:45.
I meant incarnation even.
Oh, I know. I was just doing an advertisement.
Oh,
That's all. Got to pay the bills, honey. Okay. All right. Gene, can you read paragraph 22? It starts with denial of error is powerful.
Where is Jean? Did she?
Right there.
Oh yeah, there. Hi. Do you need to come off mute? Oh, yeah. Let me see. Here you go. I'm gonna ask you to unmute.
But does that do it?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. Do you see that?
Yeah, I did it.
There we go. There we go. Okay.
Okay. Denial of error is a powerful defense of truth. You will note we will have been shifting the emphasis from the negative to the positive use of denial. As we have already stated, denial is not a purely negative device. Its result is positive miscreation. That is the way the mentally ill do employ it. But remember, a very early thought of your own never underestimates the power of denial. In the service of the right mind, the denial of error frees the mind and reestablishes the freedom of will. When the will is really free, it cannot miscreate because it recognizes only truth. Hallelujah.
Mm.
I just have to say, I was thinking of the last sentence in the last paragraph. When the will of the sonship and the Father are one, their perfect accord is heaven. Isn't that? I just love that. I just thought that was so beautiful. This whole paragraph was a little confusing. It went back and forth. I'm not quite clear, but that's all I have to share. Thank you.
Cool.
Mhm.
Thanks,
Thanks,
Gene.
Gene.
That's cool. Yeah, I think uh, New Jersey uh, uh, has the cat passed away. What was her? I'm
Has what?
sorry, I'm drawing a blank. The woman that comes on here from New Jersey.
Oh, Barbara. I mean, not Barbara. Paula. Paula Shan.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Paula. Uh, Sometimes Paula would say that, she would read a paragraph and it wouldn't resonate. And maybe the second time and then the third time and then maybe the fourth time when she reads it, she's in the right place for it to resonate. So sometimes it does take well, I mean, even science, even textbooks. When I would study my science books in college, I mean, sometimes I'd read something and it was like totally I couldn't understand a word that the paragraph was trying to talk about. But then I'd either do a lab experiment or I'd go to a lecture or whatever, and then it would be I could see what they were actually talking about. So it applies to this book too. Sometimes we have to read this over and over so that we can learn to get it right.
Yeah, sometimes I'll wake up in the morning and actually, revisit something that was giving me problems that the previous day, and it's like clear as a bell. And I was like, what? So
Yeah.
it's amazing how that
Yeah.
happens.
Sometimes we need to get our bell
We
right.
get out of the way and the answer comes.
It's the
Mhm.
getting out of the way that we have to
Right. Charles,
learn to do all the time.
you had your hand up, right, Charles?
Oh, did he?
I
We've got Peter's.
so.
I've got Peter's.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did. I was just going to say,
Mhm.
when she was reading the paragraph, it's difficult to follow because it's all over the place. I find when I'm reading the paragraph and meditate upon it and ask about it for clarity, because sometimes it's written that way for us to stop and ask. It's not written in a way that's really very clear. And so if we stop and ask, it's to me, as we're reading these things and we're stopping and discussing them, it's the same of inquiry. We're working with inquiry here. We're inquiring how this truly affects what is truly being said here. Because these are written by psychologists, right? Their language is a little different than the street language that I've been brought up with. And so, and their use of language in terminology has makes me slow down. I can't. This is a textbook, not a novel,
Mhm.
Right.
and I got to treat it like a textbook, not a novel.
Right.
Anyways, it's a study, not something that you just gloss over. Thank you. I'm complete.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, Peter, you were.
Thank you. I
Mhm.
just wanted to point out, it's interesting. Jesus says, but remember a very early thought of your own to Helen, right?
Mhm. Yeah.
Helen, never underestimate the power of denial. Apparently, that was a big, powerful thought that she had at some point that Jesus
Mhm.
is referring to there. And I just, there you go, because I've used that over and over and over, thinking it was Jesus, and all along it was Helen. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's good.
Well, Helen is Jesus. Jesus is Helen. Yeah, that's true.
It's
Yeah.
really cool.
I mean, you have to when you think about it, she's sitting there dictating this from a voice in her head. And she said it wasn't really like a voice, but it was like almost like a feeling. And then she puts it down, and then she's got clients that come in to talk about the voices in her head, and she's going like she's nodding, yeah, 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 and I'm sure she doesn't go like, yeah, I've got them too. What is that? I mean, that had to just be so. I mean, she must have been torn at times I mean, there's the stories about where she used to throw it out the window and it land on leave it in a taxi cab and the guy would return it. And she kept trying to run away from the course and it just always came back to her. So, God bless her for doing what she did. So, because now eight decades later, here we are, speaking of words that came out of her mind. So
In the
six.
60s.
60s. Okay, fourth. Yeah. Yeah. Maybe I wasn't as
Who's
good at
counting?
maybe I wasn't as good at math as I thought. Everything just looks old to me anymore. Oh, look. The grass is growing. Yeah, but it's old. It's old grass. Yeah. Okay. Where are we at? Reverend Mark, can you read paragraph 23 for us? False protection.
Projection.
False projection. Boy, false protection.
You wanted protection.
Yeah, that's how I got 5 kids, I think, probably. Go ahead. Where's Mark? We lost Mark. No, we didn't. Yeah, we
Yeah,
did.
we did.
Yeah, we lost Mark.
I lost Mark.
Yep. He jumped off. Okay. Deb, can you read then? Can you do 23? I'm just going down to the next one on the list.
All right. False projection arises out of false denial, not out of its proper use. My own role in the atonement is one of true projection. I can project to you the affirmation of truth. If you project error to me or to yourself, you are interfering with the process. My use of projection, which can also be yours, is not based on faulty denial. It does involve, however, the very powerful use of the denial of errors. The miracle worker is one who accepts my kind of denial and projection, unites his own inherent abilities to deny and project with mine, and imposes them back on himself and others. This establishes the total lack of threat anywhere. Together, we can then work for the real time of peace, which is eternal. Yeah, and what I take from that is, again, there's this all or nothing approach in the course, which it's all illusion or it's all truth. And here we are still using denial and projection, but we are using it in a positive manner, which is to deny other errors. And so to keep ourselves moving toward the perception of the real world, which again is an illusion, but it's closer to a more perfect illusion. Let's put it that way. And in particular, it's asking us to not see attack and fear, to deny attack and fear, deny threat. I'm finished. I'm complete.
Thanks, Deb.
Great. Thank you.
I don't know what you were indicating.
Peter's back.
Yes. Yeah, he just shared. We lost him for a while, but he came back.
Oh, okay. Oh, Gene, that's who it was. Oh, not Gene.
No, we lost
Who
Reverend
did
Mark.
we? Oh, Reverend Mark. There we go. Okay.
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 Maybe we should call the other Mark to share because he has his hand up. And
Oh, yeah, there's a good idea.
we wouldn't want to lose control of anything here, would we now, dear? Huh?
Yeah.
Right. We're both self-medicated. So
now tell me if you need the screen on, okay? And everyone, if you need this screen, I can put it back on. Okay.
Save us, Mark.
Got to come off mute though.
Yeah.
There you go.
There you go.
Yeah, this comes to mind an event that happened the last couple of days. I'm catastrophizing about something at work. A customer had an issue, and I'm a reseller of software. A manufacturer manufactures the software. I work for a guy who resells it, and then I deal with customers who use it. And this customer, all of a sudden, he gotten some discount licenses a few years ago that got blown off the map. And it was a really sticky situation. And then the manufacturer didn't want to replace them, right? He says, "Whoop, they didn't pay for it," which they did, but there was some kind of electronic glitch. So And they weren't warned, right? They weren't warned. They just got this warning. It says, oh, it's too late. You can't have these back. You need to pay for it. And needless to say, the customer was rather concerned because it amounted to close to 100, yeah, I don't know. It's a lot of money, right? A lot of money, more than I got. Anyway, so the catastrophizing was, oh God, what happened here? These guys are jerks, right? And I'm going back and forth between representatives of the manufacturer and interfacing with the customer and the manufacturer. And then all of a sudden, the representatives of the manufacturer come by and says, look, we're going to contact the customer directly and have a meeting. I says, great, I'm available. They said, you are not invited. Oh. So I'm catastrophized. I said, they're going to blame this whole thing on me, right? I got an image to uphold, right? They're going to blame it on me. So this is what's going through my mind out of fear, right? I'm projecting and false projection, right? Or as I like to call it, catastrophizing. Out of, I didn't know what was going on. I had no clue, right? But I'm thinking the worst is going to happen. So anyway, I didn't make a big stink, fortunately. A little restraint of tongue and pen there came in handy. But I was still like, so anyway, I got the end result of the meeting, and they're giving this guy some new stuff at a discount, right? And the customer's not too pleased because it's not the same level of discount as he had before. So he's out a bunch of money, right? Theoretically. I started to take a look at the numbers. I says, this guy is actually going to make out a little bit better than even if I total up everything. There's a lot of complicated stuff involved, but the guy is actually going to. So now I get the fun job of smoothing it over with some numbers and not only look good because it's a sale. I get a little extra cash. It's always nice, right? So the point is that I'm catastrophizing about something that had a great outcome. All I had to do was just let God do his thing, let life do its thing, let whatever it was, whatever processes. I mean, there was a lot of background stuff, guys that were afraid of losing their jobs. It was very emotional. But there I was catastrophizing and, the false projection where I'm upsetting myself and, worried about things. And what am I going to do? What am I going to do? Right. And all I had to do was sit there and do nothing. Brings me to another point, which is a little bit, now this is a little off kilter, right? This is really off kilter. I apologize, for it. I'm not going to apologize for it.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, something happened right during the last presidential election. There I was going to vote for the nice lady. Right? I thought she was pretty nice, right? And so there I am in the voting booth, and at the last minute, something told me to vote for the guy that nobody likes, right? It's like, so I voted for him, right? And I says, I got out of the voting booth and I says, you know what? I shouldn't have done that, should I have? Hey, what the heck did I do? I won't tell anybody, right? I won't tell nobody.
Oh, no.
He's not going to win anyway, right? He's not going to win anyway.
Too late, Mark.
The next morning, right? What did I experience? I experienced this thing of like kind of some fear and great joy. It's like, what the heck just happened? What the heck is going on here? And then it turned out that I kind of like the way that events are going now, right? I saw this little diddly that says, conservatives have lower intelligence than liberals, right? And I'm looking at that and I says, yeah, well, I never said I was too bright, And then I got to thinking, some of the longest living creatures on this planet do not have a lot of smarts, alligators, cockroaches. These have been around for a long time and they're not too bright. So anyway, the point is that I did what somehow a spirit motivated me to. I'm not saying go vote Republican. I'm not saying do this, that, or the other thing.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that for once, I kind of followed a sequence of events that I thought I was instructed to do, and it resulted in joy on my part, and a positive outcome. So again, I could be put. I may be put out of my misery very soon.
What?
Maybe somebody's going to come and shoot me and say, "Get this guy out of
No.
here." Hey, if you boot me out of this meeting, I'll understand. I've been booted out of meetings before.
Oh, have you? We have a very high threshold for that, Mark. Very, very, very high.
Like I said, I was excluded from this business meeting.
Oh,
Right?
well,
So anyway.
nobody,
Yeah.
nobody gets excluded. Nobody gets excluded from here.
Thanks to people like you, I experience great joy.
Well,
And thanks to this course.
God bless you, Mark.
It's good stuff.
Yeah.
I'm not complete.
You're always welcome here. You're always welcome here. All right, let's hear from Charles, and then we're going to close with our prayer. Go ahead, Charles.
I just want to thank Mark for the share, because the individualness of that share was so delightful, because each of us have our own way of processing things and processing the way. I call it the way that unfolds before us. And just sharing that was just a delight to hear how the process works in your life. Because each of us are unique in the way we process everything before us. But there is only one way. We all share that way together. But the process is individual to each according to their own. Well, thank you. I wanted to share that. Thank you.
All right. Thanks, Charles. And thank you. Thank you, everybody. Thanks. Thanks, everybody. See, now I can't even get the words out right. Thanks, everybody, for your great shares tonight. We love you all. And so now Joy's we're gonna close with a prayer. So
okay. So we'll close our eyes and imagine that we're standing up and we have joined hands in a circle. And feel that connection, physical connection, spiritual connection, because we're sharing that oneself with one another and with our source. And these aren't just words. We have chosen in our life to share these moments with one another, and we are blessed. And so from our hearts, we pray, Father, Mother, God, we thank you for the gentle undoing of fear. We lay down our defenses now, recognizing they were never needed to protect what you created whole and safe. What we defended against was not real, and what is real needs no defense. Help us remember that love does not attack and truth does not require protection. Let every habit of self-defense be reinterpreted as a quiet call to trust. As we leave this time together, may we walk without armor, guided by the certainty that nothing can threaten love and nothing true can be lost. We rest in your peace and carry it gently into all our encounters. And so it is. Amen.
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 Thank you. God bless you.
Amen.
Have a
God
great
bless you
night.
all.
Thank
Try
you.
to stay warm and dry, and Mark, good luck at work tomorrow. And if you recall, last Thursday I gave you guys all homework assignment, and I'd like to let you know that you've all turned it in, and everybody got an A+. I don't grade on a curve.
And what was it? Remember what it was?
Do nothing.
Thing.
Step back.
All right. Good night, everybody.
Good night. Good night.
Bye. Hi, Elizabeth. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.